Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for episode 4 of DiyDreaming's Black and White and Neutral DIY and Decor projects. Whew, that's a lot to say. So this is episode 4 and I am going to show you 3 really fun, easy, inexpensive, quick kinds of knickknacks that you can make in this theme of black and white and neutral. And hopefully you'll be so inspired. You will look around your house to see what you have that you can use, and you'll maybe even make a trip to the craft store or the lumber store, and you'll be making some DIY fun projects tomorrow. So what should I do first? Let's see. Let's do the easiest thing first, which is candles. Oh my gosh, there are so many great things that you can do with candles. And the first idea I want to show you is this. This is been sitting under the cabinets in my kitchen collecting dust for a long time. It's one of those battery operated, but it's like a waxy type candle. And it was looking kind of shabby, so I decided to do a stencil. And this is basically what I did. This is one of the Maker Studio stencils that has Paris and just French phrases all over it. I used this. I just put it essentially around my candle, and I used some of this Preaching to the Choir chalk art and a little spreader, and I think it turned out darling. Let me give you one trick though. A lot of times your candles, if they've been hanging around for a while, they're going to look like this. They're going to be, I don't know, can you really tell? They're going to be dusty and yucky and have this awful film on them. And I figured out the best trick for cleaning them. And that is using this furniture and cabinetry cleaner and a paper towel and just rub them off really good. Rinse them with some water, pat dry them with another paper towel, and you are good to go. And even if you're not going to decorate them, they look a ton better. So that was the first one I did. You can actually stencil on the candle. The next thing I want to show you is this cute little candle base that I made. And this was just from Hobby Lobby. It was just this little, well, it was wood, but it was just this little square piece. It's, the product is called Wood Pile. This is what the label looks like. And it was $3.99. And I thought initially that these would be super cute little Christmas ornament looking, or Christmas gift package kind of things that I would paint and then tie with a ribbon. But then when I started getting ready for this knick-knack DIY presentation, I decided to turn them into little candle stands. So all I did was paint these with this awesome chalk paint that a Maker Studio carries. It's called Rescue and Restore paint, and the color is called Little Black Dress. And then using this same Paris stencil and some white gel ink, which I don't have here with me, or maybe that was, you know, actually this is the white chalk art, which is called Peace and Joy. I just stenciled that on there and I think it turned out pretty cute. Super easy. You know, I'm all about using things that you already have and not going out to buy something else whenever possible. Okay, the next candle idea I want to show you is this. And it says thankful on it. This is this kind of a ribbon that I got at Walmart. It's called a jute ribbon. It looks like this. It was only $2 or $3. It's plain. The beautiful thing about it though is that it has an adhesive back. You just pull the back off and then you can apply it to whatever surface you want, whether that's a candle or, you know, a sign or anything else. So what I did with that is I basically just took from this collection of stencils that a Maker Studio carries, I took the word thankful and I laid it on there, and I used some black gel ink and a spreader, and I just stenciled it and it took no time at all. And anyway, so that's kind of a cute idea. If you are likely to shop at Walmart, you should check it out. This stuff is really awesome, and it was probably $3 or under. Okay, so the candles are out of the way. That was the first thing I wanted to tell you about. The next thing I want to tell you about, oh wait, this was another one I wanted to show you. I did this one. This is what the backing looks like before you take it off. I did this one with the black gel ink and that same pair of stencil. Okay. The next thing I want to tell you about are these little photo blocks. And these are so dang easy. And they can be made out of all kinds of different things. So this one is just one of these little canvases that has kind of a thick base to it. And I just stenciled the word blessed from one of the Maker Studio stencils. And I used the white chalk art, which is called Peace and Joy. And then I used this new jute that I had never seen before that I want to tell you about. This also came from Walmart. I love it when I find good stuff that I can share with my friends who like to do DIY and crafting. Normally these ribbons, these jute ribbon things, or jute hemp string or whatever you call it, only come in this natural color. This is basically the same thing, except for it's a creamy white, and it's called, well, it's twine cordell. That's all it basically says on the tag. But this was with the flowers and the jute at Walmart, and it was maybe $3.50 at the most, and it's a big roll. And I love how it looks. It's really cute. So I just tied a couple rounds of that around the tummy of my little sign, and I poked in this picture of my 3 people in my life that I love. 2 of those are my sons, and then the one in the center, the girl, is my son Noah's fiance. They're getting married next May. Yay! So she's practically like my daughter, like the daughter that I never had. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing that you can do is you can do the same idea with these little blocks of wood, which are pre-cut for you that you can find at craft stores, or you can do this is a 1x4 piece of wood. I'll tell you how I did it. Before I do that though, I want to share with you that last year, this was a little prop up that said, "Let it snow." So I'm not going to use that again for a while. Hopefully it won't be snowing in Georgia for a long time. But I'm all about using the stuff that you already have. So if you have a little sign sitting in the closet collecting dust, get it out and paint the other side of it. And so what I did for this is I just painted it in Little Black Dress Rescue Restore paint. And then using this stencil, which is called Traditional Floor Tile Stencil from a Maker Studio. I centered it by eyeballing it. I didn't measure anything to see where I would want it. And then I used this color that I hardly ever use, but I really actually love it. It's gel art ink, and it's called Blowing Up a Storm. And it's this light gray. And then after the stencil had dried, then I just took some sandpaper to distress the edges and distress the top of it. And I would probably just go around it, either at the top or at the bottom. It could be vertical or horizontal. It could have even 2 pictures in it. I'd just tie some jute around the ends and you just poke your pictures in and it holds it in. Super cute. And these things cost absolutely nothing, and they're a fun gift to give with a picture of your family to your the grandparents of the kids, or really just to a friend if you have pictures of yourself and their friends doing something fun. This is a great project. Okay, let me move all this out of the way, and then I'm going to show you my more complicated project, which I think honestly is going to require a whole nother session for me to fully explain it. So watch for another Facebook Live or YouTube video coming in the near future where I show you more particulars about it. But these are some books, and right now these painted books are all the rage. If you look on Pinterest, there's about 100 different variations of the same thing. And I actually did some a while ago. They're not in black and white. These are more of a caramely color. I think they turned out great. And then I just tied them together and they're just sitting on the shelf like that. Hey Fran, hey Kathy, thank you for watching. But I wanted to do something with some of my books that I didn't necessarily want to paint, that I could pull back out and use again. And so I didn't want it to be anything permanent. And then also I had this idea of doing a stencil that would go all the way across the back of the three. Can you see how my bee does that? Oh, Kathy says she loves the books. Thank you. So I stenciled the spines too. So and then I just tied it with some gingham ribbon and a little bit of the jute or twine or whatever you call that stuff. So let me take this apart. And there's a surprise in the book in the middle that I'll show you about. And then I'm going to take the whole thing apart and try to explain how I did it. These are made just with a roll of craft paper that you can find in the gift wrapping section of Walmart, Target, any craft store. It's just this brown craft paper. Okay, so the book in the middle, I wanted to show you how you can actually stencil the front of it, and this could be the book on the top if it made sense with the spine, or you can just do the books plain and just decorate the spine. Understand what I'm saying? Okay, so to make these, what I did, I'll show you with the one that has the Paris on the front. Okay, so I took, all of these were hard books that were sitting on my bookshelf collecting dust, like a lot of things at my house seem to do. And I just took the cover off of it. I laid it on top of my craft paper and traced it exactly for each book. And then I got some Scotch tape out. And basically, this book is held together with a couple little pieces of Scotch tape where it folds in on the inside. Does that make sense? Super easy. So, the spine is the tricky part. Doing the front of it isn't hard. When you get your craft paper cut out, the important thing to do is to put it on the book just to see where everything's going to lay. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You don't even have to tape it in at this point. Okay, so put it on how it's going to lay. And then you really, really want to crease the edges of everything. So it's real easy for you to see when you go to stencil it where it is, okay? So all my pieces are creased. Let me take these covers off the other books. The mental trick for me was figuring out how to lay them together so that I could do this queen bee stencil, which I don't have out right now, that would cover all three of the spines and wrap around the edges on the two outside books. So let me show you how I did that. And see how quick these are to take apart. Okay, this book is John Maxwell's The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. The other book is Nathaniel Philbreck's Mayflower. It's a random collection of books. And then, oh, this book I actually really loved, and I would definitely recommend it if you like historical fiction. It's called Zipporah, Wife of Moses. It was awesome, you guys, and it's based on, everything about Moses' life in Genesis. I loved this book. Historical fiction is definitely my favorite kind of reading. So, okay, so I cut out all my pieces of, the craft paper based on the patterns that I had from the book covers. Then I figured out which one I was going to have be the center. And I figured out which ones I was going to have be the edges. And basically you want your tallest book, they should all be similar in size, but the tallest one should be the bottom one. Okay? And the, sorry, I have to put them back together to show you. The fattest one should probably be the middle. It's just what I decided. So I laid the left outside one down like this. Can you see? And I know where my crease lines are. Then I put I folded the center one so that the whole book spine would be in the center. And then I took the outside right one and I laid it on top. And then I very carefully held it all together while I laid down my stencil and stenciled the B. And then individually I stenciled each one with peace, hope, and gratitude. So anyways, I already had the books. I already had the craft wrapping paper. I already had the stencils and the Maker Studio gel ink. And all I needed was just to think it through a little bit and sit down and actually do it. And I think it turned out great. And so I hope that these 3 ideas for candles, the different things that you can do with candles, and the tip on how to clean them, and the photo blocks and these book covers will be some ideas that you can use in your house to do some projects that are black and white and neutral for your decor or for gifts for people that you have occasions to give gifts for coming up in the future. So thanks for watching episode 4. I cannot wait to show you what is coming up on episode 5. I'm going to be sure to include all of my affiliate links in case you want to get this awesome Queen Bee stencil. Where is she? Or any of the other products that I've talked about. If you have any questions about how to do this, if you want more information about anything related to DIY or craft projects, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to do some DIY dreaming with you again on episode 5. Thanks.